Good morning. It is 7 o'clock. I'm coming in to get my keys to get my day started.
Every day, Darian comes into contact with inmates at the detention center where he works in Charlotte, North Carolina.
As you can see, first thing I'm going to get is my wipes.
He follows the safety protocols as best as he can, but he's still worried.
Get my day started.
When you're on your way into the facility these days, like what's going through your mind?
Praying. Lord, bring me home the same way I came in, safe and sound. You do an effective job, come back home, but not come into work and bring something that could be catastrophic for everyone.
Are the people who are being held at the jail worried about it getting inside of the facility?
I would say everybody's worried.
Two of Darian's colleagues have tested positive for the virus, and he's heard about what's happened at other jails and prisons. But so far, his facilities managed to keep the virus from reaching inmates.
We have the 6-foot marker, so every single person, including myself, will have to stand on one of those markers and wait to be called up to the desk.
Sheriff Gary McFadden is screening all staff every day and all new inmates before they enter his jail.
What we do is we come into the building, they're going to ask you the questions.
Any low-grade temperatures?
No, ma'am.
Where have you been? Have you been exposed to anyone? Coughing, wheezing, dry cough, temperature. If you said no to all of those, you move to the next station and you get your temperature taken. If your temperature is 100, you do not come in.
Calls to release inmates with pre-existing conditions and those accused or guilty of minor crimes have been mounting. Sheriff McFadden doesn't think he needs to release inmates to keep them safe.
If you release these people today, will they have a job? Where are they going to go? And how is their family going to support another person coming into the household at that particular time? What's good about our facility is not like most facilities. We have single cells or single pods. So actually, I believe they're much safer here.
That's a controversial position, and it isn't one that's shared by the incoming president of the National Sheriff's Association. Sheriff Dave Mahoney took many of the same measures, but still wasn't able to keep coronavirus out of his jail.
So over the past 3 weeks, we've had a total of 18 inmates who reported high temperatures. Of that group, a total of 6 came down with additional symptoms and were subsequently tested positive for COVID-19. We as well have had a total of 6 deputy sheriffs test positive.
It sounds like you have put in place all these different measures. Can we keep coronavirus out of jails around the United States? Is that even possible?
As long as we have workers who leave the institution, go home to their families or to the outside world, they'll always stand the opportunity or chance to contract COVID-19. I don't think any of us can afford to be overconfident.
Sheriff Mahoney's had no choice but to quarantine sick inmates in solitary confinement.
They are behavioral modification cells, 6 foot by 9 foot, concrete slab bed with a thin mattress. And unfortunately, that's all I have.
And like jails and prisons around the country, he struggled to find basic supplies for his staff and had to settle for less effective alternatives, like masks made by a local sewing group.
It's unimaginable, but our public has really answered the call for help where our federal government dropped the ball.
When you say that the federal government dropped the ball on this, what do you mean? What specific part of it?
All I can say is that we were not prepared.
After our interview, a dozen more inmates tested positive at Mahoney's jail. He's now in the process of testing every inmate and staff member at his facility.
Mask on. It's a real life situation. I don't want to be the one to start something. I can say that. I wouldn't want to be the one to come in who started and pass it to a coworker, to a resident.